We are the Group 7, Specialized Crime Investigation. The overview is explain the crimes against property of the revised penal code, theft, robbery, and stapa. Explain the essential provision of RA 6539 Anti-Carnapping Law as amended by RA 10883, PD 1612 Anti-Fencing. Explain the law on human trafficking, RA 9208, RA 10364, and RA 11862. Explain the money laundering, RA 9160, RA 9194, RA 10167, RA 10365, RA 10927. And last one is explain the stages of money. First in crime against property is theft. Theft is a taking of personal property of another without consent and with intent to gain with violence or intimidation. So in theft is basically pagkuha siya ng gamit without consent. Hindi siya gumagamit ng pwersa sa pagkuha ng isang bagay. For example, may nakita kang isang gamit sa lamesa tapos kinuha mo na lang. Yun yung example ng theft. Tapos robbery is taking the personal property from another by using violence or intimidation. So yung robbery is pagkuha siya ng gamit using force. Halimbawa, at saka yung pagpasok sa isang bahay gamit yung yung hindi tamang daanan. Halimbawa, magnanakaw ka tapos papasok ka sa isang bintana or magbabasag ka ng kisame para makapasok ka lang sa isang bahay. Yun yung pinagkaiba ng theft at saka robbery. Tapos sa stapa naman is fraudulent act where someone defrauds another through false pretenses, misappropriation, or abuse of trust to gain property or money. So dito sa stapa is, dito sinasabi niya, abuse of trust. So yung stapa, magbibigay ka ng tiwala sa isang tao, tapos kumbaga sisirain yung tiwala mo para makakuha sa'yo ng pera, ganun. Hindi kagaya ng robbery, kasi yung robbery nga, di ba? Pag nanakaw siya by using of force. Sa theft naman, hindi ka gumagamit ng pwersa sa pagkuha ng gamit. Sa stapa naman is abuse of trust to gain property or money. RA 6539 criminalizes the unauthorized taking of motor vehicles. This law applies whether or not violence is used and prescribe penalties based on severity and circumstances. It was enacted to address the increasing trend of vehicle theft to protect owners from loss and harm. So dito sa RA 6539 is nagbe-base yung penalties mo kung ano yung bagay na ninakaw mo. Ang baba nito, without violence, intimidation, or for upon sting, pwede kang makulong ng 14 years and 8 months to 17 years and 4 months. Kapag naman, with violence, intimidation, or for upon sting, is 17 years and 4 months to 30 years. Tapos dito naman sa 10883, strengthen and updates RA 6539 by imprisoning harsher penalties, defining motor vehicle more clearly, and including provisions for organized crime syndicates. Life imprisonment is imposed if violence or homicide occurs during carnapping. This law aims to modernize the legal response to motor vehicle theft in the Philippines. So dito sa 6I 10883 is pwede kang maparusahan ng 20 years and 1 day to 30 years without violence, intimidation, or force. Tas with violence, intimidation, tsaka force naman ay pwede kang maparusahan ng 30 years and 1 day to 40 years. Mas pinatibay siya ng batas. Hindi siya kagaya ng 6539. Tas dun naman sa PD 1612 Anti-Fencing Law. The anti-fencing law prohibits buying or selling Possessing stolen property, knowing or having reason to believe it is stolen. The law target criminals who profit from stolen goods and help disrupt criminal network. Possession of stolen item creates a legal presumption of guilt unless proven otherwise. So dito naman sa anti-fencing law is pag nanakaw tapos ibebenta mo siya. Halimbawa, nagnakaw ka, tas yung bumili nun, kung hindi niya alam na, kahit na hindi niya alam na galing siya sa nakaw, pwede pa rin siya makulong. Kasi halimbawa, bibili ka ng cellphone, bibili ka ba ng cellphone na walang box ganon or walang papeles na kailangan? 'Di ba hindi? Tsaka sa mga motor, hindi ka bibili ng isang motor kung alam mong Xerox copy lang yung yung papeles niya. So yung penalties naman nito is 6 years and 1 day to 12 years. Tapos pwede ka pang mag-fine ng not less than 6,000 pesos.
So dito naman tayo sa human trafficking law. First is the RA 9208 or the Anti-Trafficking in Person Act of 2003. Ginawa ito para ma-prevent or ma-punish ang mga human trafficker at nakapokus ito sa pag-exploitation ng mga tao, especially women and children, na nakikita at nababasa natin sa balita like yung mga prostitution, forced labor, and slavery. And then the RA 10364 or Expanded Anti-Trafficking in Person Act of 2012 na amendment nito para mas mapalakas yung RA 9208 para din mas makita yung mga gaps lalo na sa cases na involve yung mga domestic servitude, children, and even sa mga online exploitation. Pagkatapos ng unang amendment, may mas latest pa. Ito yung RA 11862, an act strengthening the policies on anti-trafficking in person noong naman 2022. So, mas pinalakas nito yung buong system at upgraded na sa modern forms of trafficking and also mas pinabilis pa yung justice sa mga biktima ng trafficking in person. Money laundering. Yung RA 9160 or Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2001, ito naman yung law na nag-criminalize ng money laundering. Basically, pinipigilan nito yung pagtatago ng illegal money para magmukhang legit. Required din ng banks na mag-report ng suspicious transactions sa Anti-Money Laundering Council. RA 9194, amendment itong Anti-Money Laundering Act. In-update nito yung original law, RA 9160. Pinalawak yung sakop ng mga transaction na minomonitor at pinabigat yung penalty sa mga gumagawa ng money laundering. Mas pinalakas din yung power ng anti-money laundering para mas effective sila sa pag-investigate. RA 10167, Terrorism Financing Prevention. Dito naman isinama niya bilang crime yung pagpo-provide ng funds para sa terrorism. Ibig sabihin, kahit hindi pa nagagamit yung pera, basta intended siya para sa terrorist activities, illegal na agad at pwede nang i-freeze or i-seize. RA 10365, Further Amendment to Anti-Money Laundering Act. Mas pinalawak pa nito yung coverage, hindi lang banks kundi pati ibang financial institution at non-bank entities kasama na. Pinausay din nito yung proseso ng pag-freeze at pag-confiscate ng illegal funds. RA 10927, Anti-Money Laundering in Casino. Specific naman ito sa casino. Required na sila ngayon na mag-report ng suspicious transaction at mag-set up ng internal controls. Kailangan din nilang makipag-cooperate sa Anti-Money Laundering Act para maiwasan yung paggamit ng casino sa money laundering. Stages of money laundering. So magbibigay ako ng example, scenario na i-relate ko sa placement, layering at integration. Number 1, placement. Dito niya ipapasok yung illegal money sa financial system. Example, i-deposit niya yung pera sa bank account. Minsan pa unti-unti para hindi halata or gagamit ng negosyo like smaller store para magmukhang legit yung kita. Number 2, layering. Dito na niya tinatago yung pinanggalingan ng pera gamit ang maraming transaction. Example, lilipat niya yung pera sa iba't ibang bank accounts, mag-invest sa iba't ibang negosyo or magpapadala sa ibang bansa para mahirapan i-trace. Number 3, integration. Sa stage na to, mukhang legal na yung pera. Example, gagamitin na niya yung pera pambili ng house, car, or negosyo na parang malinis na yung source kahit galing pala sa illegal activity. Yun lamang po.